Hello everyone, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the little icon in the bottom right hand corner of your video screen. Also, please notice that you can visit my website or follow me on Twitter through the links provided below, and please leave comments. Alright, this video will focus on the Cadential 6-4 as a voice leading problem solver. As mentioned in previous videos, the Cadential 6-4 functions as a dominant. It's extremely common in the common practice style of tonal music, especially in the classical period, serving to punctuate structural moments in the music. You can hardly listen to a Mozart piano sonata, for longer than 20 seconds without hearing the Cadential 6-4. Given its frequency, this video will address its voice leading nuances, how it is approached and how it resolves, and specifically how it can aid in many voice leading challenges that occur without it. First, look at two common cadential progressions to the dominant, 2-6 to 5 and 4 to 5, both seen in examples 1 and 2. In a moment, we will insert the Cadential 6-4 between these predominant and dominant sonorities and find that it will correct many voice leading errors that often arise from both of these seemingly innocuous progressions. Notice that the 2 triad and the 4 triad are very similar. With chordal roots just a third apart, they share 2 out of a possible 3 tones in common. So it is no surprise that voice leading errors in moving to the dominant would be similar as well. In moving from 4 to 5, often students will move all the voices up by step, creating consecutive perfect octaves and fifths. Since the 2 chord has a common tone with the dominant, in this case in the soprano, the consecutive perfect fifths are avoided when moving to the dominant, but the consecutive perfect octaves still occur. In my opinion, these errors often result from 2 misconceptions. The first, wrongly prioritizing the common tone at the expense of just about any other consideration, and drawing the wrong conclusion regarding conjunct motion, equating it with stepwise or static motion. If the student is primarily focused on retaining any common tones, they will almost assuredly write the consecutive perfect octaves of example number 3. In fact, to avoid the consecutive perfect octaves in this example of 2-6 to 5, proper voice leading necessitates not keeping the common tone in the soprano voice in this particular example. Assuming one seeks the most likely doubling of a chordal root for the root position 5 chord, the only way to avoid the consecutive perfect octaves is to not keep the common tone in the soprano voice, but move the soprano down by a melodic third skip to F sharp as seen in example number 5. This one decision will likely cause a positive ripple effect that will solve the consecutive perfect octave error, as the student will then likely move the E in the alto voice down to D and have the tenor skip from C to A. While there are no common tone traps between 4 and 5, the voice leading still necessitates a skip in one of the voices, the tenor in this example. Notice that the voice leading shown in examples 5 and 6 have more melodic skips than the incorrect voice leading options of examples 3 and 4. However, if you are wrongly equating good voice leading and conjunct motion with stepwise or static motion, you are likely to make these errors. While stepwise motion and static motion are advantageous at times, a melody consisting solely of stepwise or static motion would suffer from the lack of variety offered by the occasional skip or leap, and periodically, as seen in this progression, will set up voice leading traps. However, incorporating the Cadential 6-4 will ironically appeal to this slight misconception, leading students away from the voice leading errors by allowing for stepwise motion that doesn't result in the parallel mayhem you currently see in examples 3 and 4. The insertion of the Cadential 6-4 between 2, 6, and 5 leads students away from the common tone trap that previously existed in example number 3, as there are no common tones between the supertonic and cadential 1-6-4 sonorities. This likely leads the student to move the soprano and tenor voices down by step to G and B, and allows for continued stepwise motion to the root position 5 chord. Likewise, in example number 8, the cadential 6/4 allows for stepwise motion in the tenor voice, and in a slight ironic twist to one of the sub-themes of this video, allows for successful common tone retention in the soprano voice. To review, inserting the cadential 6/4 between the predominant and dominant triads is conducive to avoiding the common errors of consecutive perfect octaves and/or fifths. While not discussed in detail in this video, in minor keys, the voice leading would be the same. However, it is worth mentioning that inserting the cadential 6/4 between the predominant triad and the 5 chord in a minor key is even more advantageous. In addition to avoiding the consecutive perfect octaves and fifths, you are less likely to write the augmented second interval between scale degree 6, the E flat, and raised scale degree 7, the F sharp, as seen in the examples below. And again, notice that the upper 3 voices are moving just as they did in the major key examples, which are now appearing for you to compare. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.